the Seerah of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, part 37. So Abdul Masih says to Kisra, he said, I can't answer your questions, although I'm a scholar, but these are very strange occurrences. And so my mum's brother, my uncle, he's a big soothsayer and he's a great alim in their terms, a scholar. And so he will be able to answer my questions, but he lives in Syria. So Kisra said to him that, listen, you better get there as quick as you can. So Abdul Masih got on a very fast horse and he rode all the way there, and he immediately presented himself to his uncle Sateeh. When he went in, Sateeh was on his deathbed and he had his eyes closed. Abdul Masih went and he spoke to him, he greeted him, but he didn't open his eyes. When he got very close, then Sateeh started saying, Abdul Masih started saying some poetry to stir his uncle. And then when he heard the poetry, then Sateeh opened his eyes and he said, oh, you are Abdul Masih who has come to me. You've come to me very late. I'm on death's door now. And he said, you've come to me on a very fast and very swift horse. And he said, بَعَثَكَ مَلِكْ بَنِي سَاسَانَ لِإِرْتِجَاسِ الْإِيوَانِ وَخُمُودِ النِّيرَانِ وَرُويَ الْمُوبَزَانِ. He said, you've come to me on a very swift horse, and the king of the Bani Sasan, meaning the Kisra, the Khosrow, has sent you. And the reason why he sent you is to ask about and to inquire about the shaking of the palace, and to ask about the extinguishing of the fire, and to ask me about the dream of Mubazan. So how did Sateeh know all this? I've explained that in the last recording. Because he was a soothsayer, he knew. Okay, he wasn't a prophet, and he didn't have ilmul ghaib, he didn't have knowledge of the unseen, but this is a demonstration of how wise, not wise, but how shrewd and how clever and how conniving these soothsayers were. That Sateeh had already sent his devils up in the past, and he'd found out about what's going to happen in the future. And so he knew that somebody's going to come to me and ask me about these things. These things are going to happen. The palace is going to shake, and the minarets are going to come tumbling down, and the Sawa river is going to dry up, and all this. So when the nephew Abdul Masih entered upon Sateeh, Sateeh said to him, he said, I know why you've come. You've come on a very fast horse. You've been sent by Kisra, and you've come to ask me about the shaking of the palace and the extinguishing of the fire and the dream of Mubazan. So Abdul Masih was really shocked and surprised. He said, yes, my uncle, that's why I've come. So Sateeh said to him, he said, Ya Abdul Masih, إذا كثرت التلاوة وظهر صاحب الهراوة وفاضت وادي سماوة وغادت بحير ساوة فَلَيْسَ الشَّامُ لِسَتِيحِ شَامًا. He said, listen to me, O Abdul Masih, when the tilawat increases, meaning tilawat of the Quran increases, and the person who carries a staff will emerge, meaning Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who used to carry a staff, an asa. Okay, so he was a sahibul hiraba, the man of the asa. He said, when that person emerges, وَفَاضَتْ وَادِي سَمَاوَةَ, and the valley of Samawa fills up, وَغَادَتْ بَحِيرَ Sawa, and the lake of Sawa dries up, فَلَيْسَ الشَّامُ لِسَتِيحِ شَامًا. So then this Sham, this Syria, will no longer be the Syria that Sateeh has always known. So Abdul Masih asked him, he said, what do you mean? He said, Syria is going to change. Everything's going to change. When these signs come, then everything's going to change. And then Sateeh informed Abdul Masih, said, go back to your king and tell him that your rule, your empire is going to come to an end. But you're still going to have as many rulers as the number of minarets that have fallen in your palace. Equal to the number of minarets that have tumbled down to the ground, which was 14, you're going to have rulers. After that, your Sasani Persian Empire is going to come to an end. And Sateeh says this, and then he dies.